The town of Haven's End was famous for two things: the violent, beautiful tides that carved its cliffs and the tide reader. Every generation, one person was born who could read the tides. Not predict them, read them. Old Man Eris was the current reader. The tides would recede, and intricate patterns would be left in the wet sand. Not just swirls, but perfect lines of text, poems, warnings, and sometimes names. Eris would translate, and the town would listen. He warned of the storm that sank the fisher's pride. He wrote down the last words of a lost child, found carved in sand miles from where she drowned. But the rule was absolute. You never, ever read the tide meant for you. Eris was dying. The town watched the shore, waiting for the tide to name his successor. Instead, on the morning of the winter solstice, the tide receded to reveal not a name, but an object. Buried in the sand was a book. Its cover was made of pale, salt-bleached leather, embossed with a spiral. It was dry, as if it had never touched water. It was titled, in faint gold lettering, The Silent Tides. And inside, on the first page, in handwriting that matched the tide text, was a single sentence: "For the one who asks the wrong question." It was signed with Eris's name. He died that night, taking the secret of the book with him. The book was given to the town's archivist, Alara. Her task: keep it safe and never open it past the first page. For years, Alara resisted. The book sat in a glass case. But she was a historian. An unanswered question was a splinter in her mind. What was the wrong question? Her temptation came in the form of a personal tragedy. Her younger brother, a sailor, was lost at sea. No body, no final words from the tides. Just silence. Grieving and desperate, she broke the rule. At midnight, in the empty archive, she opened The Silent Tides to the second page. It wasn't text. It was a map of Haven's End, but wrong. Streets were misplaced. A cove was shown where there was only cliff. And in the center of the map, in the town square, was a detailed drawing of a well that had been sealed for a century. The next morning, a new tide pattern appeared. It didn't need translation. It was a clear, angry sentence in the sand. You open the book. The entire town saw it. Fear turned to suspicion, aimed at Alara. But with the fear came a strange change. People began reporting whispers. Not from people, but from water. From their tea kettles, from rain dripping off gutters, from the tap. A sibilant, wet voice sang a single word: remember. Alara, now an outcast with nothing left to lose, decided to follow the map. She had to know what the well held. The town council refused to unseal the well. So, Alara went at night. As she pried the heavy stone lid open, the whispers around town grew into a chorus, a susurrus of remember, remember, remember. The well wasn't dry. It wasn't filled with water, either. It was filled with light, a cool, blue, liquid light that swirled slowly. And floating in it were objects. A pocket watch, a wedding ring, a child's wooden boat. Each was perfectly preserved, glowing softly. Alara reached in. The moment her fingers touched the light, it wasn't a memory that flooded her, it was the absence of one. She forgot her own brother's face. She jerked her hand back, gasping. The memory rushed back, tinged with cold. The objects, she realized, weren't treasures. They were anchors. Items the town had collectively chosen to forget, tied to traumas, scandals, and shames too great to bear. The tide reader's duty wasn't to deliver messages, it was to be the town's librarian of forgetting. He would translate a painful memory from the tide, the town would agree to forget it, and he would lock it away in the well, using the book as a catalog. The Silent Tides was a ledger of everything Haven's End had ever chosen to erase. And the wrong question wasn't about the future. It was asking about the past. It was asking, what did we forget? Alara's discovery broke the seal. The liquid light from the well began to seep into the groundwater. All over town, people were struck by sudden, violent recalls of buried memories, affairs, betrayals, accidents covered up, old hatreds. The town descended into chaos, haunted by its own past. The final tide came. It didn't write a poem. It wrote a choice, in letters so large they could be seen from the cliffs. Close the book. Or empty the well. To close the book meant to relock the memories, to return to peaceful ignorance. To empty the well meant to face every buried sin at once and let the town tear itself apart. Alara stood at the well, the book in her hands. She thought of her brother, lost to the silent sea. She had wanted truth. Now she held all of it, and it was a weapon. The video ends not with an answer, but with her choice looming. The camera pulls back to show the chaotic town, the glowing well, and the vast, uncaring sea. We chase mysteries, thinking the unknown lies in what's hidden. But sometimes, the greatest mystery is what we've chosen to forget. Alara holds the ledger. She could burn it, letting the whispers fade into silence, or read it aloud, letting the past crash over the present like a tidal wave. Every archive asks its keeper one question: is the truth worth the cost of knowing it? In Haven's End, the tide waits, and so does her choice. Thank you for watching. Share, subscribe, and like.